Mark.
All right. It looks like fun, Ruben. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
We're all known to compare our kids once in a while when it comes to reading. How soon should they start, and when do we know if there's a problem? To help us understand possible challenges in learning to read, we are joined by Kris Ross, the owner of the Sylvan Learning Center in Encinitas. And thanks for coming in this morning.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, so first of all, let's talk about the definition of a good reader. What is that?
A good reader is a child who finds reading comfortable and pleasurable because they can do word analysis. They can read to understand. They use appropriate strategies when they're reading to get meaning from information. And they're just not frustrated by it. And you can see that reading comes comfortably, probably across the board with all subjects.
When do you think kids should start learning to read?
Well, reading really starts from the beginning of childhood development. It's not that you're trying to teach a child to read words or letters, but you're trying to build the foundation for learning to read later. So as an infant and an early childhood, it's important to read to children, have them understand what letters are on the paper visually, and have them do a lot of things that develop eye and hand coordination and motor skills and visual development so they can track with their eyes. Then they can learn to read later.
Now, what are some of the reasons that learning can be difficult for some kids and not others?
Always children are different and they develop neurologically different. So sometimes when children start school, they're just a little bit behind in their neurological development. So their first experiences with reading, they don't stick. Those experiences don't stick. So they don't start building the foundation from the get-go, and then the school moves on and they're already at a deficit. Other reasons could be vision issues. They're not caught by a vision specialist like an optometrist or ophthalmologist because they haven't been taken to one. Hearing issues, maybe some hidden learning differences.
Dyslexia, maybe?
Possibly. That's a general term, but just any kind of learning difference that may not be determined yet, but basic and maybe background experiences, things that children come to school with. The things they've experienced.
When would the alarm bell go off for a parent to know that maybe they need some extra help or they need to talk to someone about it?
They'll be able to tell when a child starts school if a child's frustrated with reading, they don't want to read for the parent. The teacher, of course, reports that there's an issue with reading. But when a child really starts to want to avoid the reading, and you can see that they don't use word analysis skills, and they feel like they're stupid, they say they're stupid. You get a lot of signs from children that they're not happy with the reading process and they don't want to do it.
That self-esteem issue. Now, talk about the Sylvan Learning Center. There are several of them around town.
Yes.
What does it do? What's it designed to do?
Well, the purpose of Sylvan Learning Center is to address the specific needs of each child as an individual. In a classroom, the teacher's working with a large group. In small groups, it's still not necessarily real individualized in a school setting. We take children and do a very, very thorough analysis of their skills, whether it's reading or any other subject area. And then we create a program that's based on the skill gaps that the children come to us with. And we can go back in time where a classroom teacher really can't. We can go back in and fill in those skill gaps and make a solid foundation for the child so that when we catch them up to where they need to be in school, from then on they can be very comfortable readers or whatever subject area we're working on.
All right, well, and that can help the self-esteem and all those other issues as well.
Oh, it definitely helps. When you believe you can do something, you're fine.
All right, Kris, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
And if anybody wants more information on the Sylvan Learning Center, go to sandiego6.com and click on Hot Topics. We are learning more about the parolee who gunned down 4 Oakland police officers. Coming up on San Diego 6, the other crimes that the gunman could be held responsible for. Plus, President Obama's teleprompter talks back what it's saying about the president's recent speech stumbles. And we're going to check in with Ruben. He is checking out the hottest attractions at Belmont Park.